Our guest on 360 Info Network today was Dr. Najibah Nadir of the Herbalcoepia Institute of Natural Health. She's an herbalist and dried blood analyst. In the interview, she discussed how she's able to analyze a dried blood sample and determine what medical conditions a patient is dealing with, as well as provide insight on what patients can do to address those conditions. Here's an excerpt of the interview.
Vitamin C should be taken with bioflavonoids, a natural plant substance. And the one thing, the body does not store vitamin C, so you should be taking it on a daily basis. And I would suggest about 1,000 to 2,000 international units a day. Vitamin E, along with A and C, the mineral selenium is primary antioxidant and scavenger for toxic free radicals. It is vitamin E activity is an integral part of the body's defense system. Zinc boosts the immune response and promotes the healing of wounds when used in appropriate doses, 100 milligrams or less daily. It also protects the liver. Doses over 100 milligrams per day may actually depress immune function. So, like I said, they, have to have a diet of fresh fruits and vegetables, nuts, grains, and seeds, and other foods that's high in fiber. Garlic is nature's natural antibiotic. You should be having garlic. Every time you sit down and eat your dinner, take a garlic clove and shave it and right into your food and mix it in and eat it, because that will help you also. The one thing that the body management program, when I, suggest someone to go on it, is green drink. Now, a lot of people, they frown at the green drink. The green drink is romaine lettuce or bed lettuce, a handful of lettuce to a pint of distilled water. And you strain it and you'll drink it. And it should be kept cold and made fresh every 24 hours. A lot of people be looking at it and be like, no, I don't want that. It don't look good. It's a natural antibiotic. It will give you a sense of well-being. Vitamin A source and potassium source. So, these are just some of the suggestions. Get enough sleep, and try to avoid, stress as much as possible. Go get a massage. That helps, deflate the stress. Take a walk by yourself. Look around at the scenery, all the beautiful colors that's outside. That helps with the stress. Avoid overeating. It's just things that, basic things that we need to be doing. We have to change now for the future generation, because if we keep going at the pace that we're going, our next generations don't have a chance if we don't teach them how to eat right. If they don't eat right, they will not think right.
Dr. Nadia, you've given us some really good tips, really good information, and I just want to go back just a few moments, because the question that I asked you was about what you can glean from analyzing the blood. And, as I look back at going to doctor visits and, them taking blood samples, for whatever reason, my doctor never got back to me and said, this is what I found. But the other thing is that typically when they analyze the blood, they're telling you about cholesterol and a couple of other things, but you listed a whole number of things that you're able to understand just by analyzing the blood. Can you talk about why there's a disconnect in that information that you get versus what doctors traditionally give you from analysis of blood?
Well, the dry blood analysis, when they do the blood analysis at the hospitals, the doctor's office, it's called the complete blood count. Now, the dry blood analysis, it originated in Europe in the 1920s. Dwight D. Eisenhower, along with two physicians with NATO, they brought this procedure to the United States. And they used this procedure for a good amount of time, and then all of a sudden they stopped using it. And this tool is used today in North America, Europe, and Asia. When I'm also looking at all these stressors that I list, I'm also looking at your digestion. I'm looking at your circulation, your immune system, head and back problems, severe toxicity, and stress. And the one thing that I found with this dry blood analysis is that when I get done, I break down the emotional state of mind to the person also. And they're like, how did you get that out of the blood? This is something that it should be taught to everyone. It should be an herbalist in every home so that if you get sick, you will know what to do to help yourself. Now, some things we have to go to the doctor for. But if I have to go to the doctor for something major, I'm coming home and I'm looking through my list of herbs and my knowledge to see what I can take to help me instead of taking a pill, because that pill is synthetic. You're going to have side effects from the medication. And as you said, they pushing vaccines. And we don't know what's in that needle. You know, we can look back on the Tuskegee experiment. We have no idea what they're shooting us up with. And we have no idea how it's going to affect us. I would rather be my own guinea pig than let them, you know, have me to come in and get a vaccine. So, you know, a lot of people, some say they want to take the vaccine, some say they're not going to take it. But the one thing that, you know, determines how you doing in this fight, you know, for your health, this dry blood analysis, it's just awesome. You know, it just tells you a story. Some things people got going on, they don't know they have going on. They tell you, you know, tell them what you saw. What they do is when they take your blood, they just looking for certain things. They see what I see, but they're looking for certain things. And then they'll come back and they'll tell you, oh, you got this or you got that problem. And some of them will come back and say your blood work was fine.
Mm-hmm. Well, Doc, you know, what you're saying, it reminds me, you know, some of the studies that I went through a long time ago. And Dr. Christopher always used to say that the key is life is, you clean up the bloodstream, you pretty much on your way to wellness, you know, because everything is in life itself is in the blood. Do this blood analysis, and I can't contest, I have gotten with Dr. Nadia, and she made out that it was about 5 or 6 page report on my blood analysis, and it does cover. It can give you some homework, some definitely to work on, you know, with the different systems that it really expounds on and tell you about as far as that blood analysis is concerned. So it's something that we encourage folks to do as well. Doc, what I wanted to talk about, something that I guess with this virus has kind of led you to working on this serum. You know, let's talk to, you know, I don't know if we're close to a break, Vince, because I wanted to get into the serum that
we have 10 minutes before the break.
Okay, yeah. You get into this serum that you put together that you felt through your knowledge that can help folks out there with the COVID.
Okay, Dr. Christopher was my teacher's teacher's teacher.
Yeah, he's a bad guy. He's a tough guy. Yeah.
When he first this chart that I put together, it was one of my lessons for, you know, herbalist school, and he called it originally the anti-plague formula. We made the syrup and we put mullein in it. We used Dr. Christopher's formula. It has mullein in it. Mullein is for the lungs. Comfrey, I've used that. It's a cell proliferant. Lobelia, known as Indian tobacco, it's antispasmodic. It's good, like if you have a tardy horse and you rub it on there and take your hand away, it helps it. Skullcap is for to calm and repair your nerves. White oak bark is an antibiotic. It's also good for the thyroid. Wormwood is good for parasites. Black walnut is an antibiotic, antiseptic. It's good for parasites. Uva ursi is good for the kidneys. Marshmallow is good for the kidneys also. So I had to come up with something. And I'm getting ready to add olive leaf because olive leaf is powerful. It is a powerful antiviral herb. And, you know, after I made the syrup, I thought, okay, I don't know who's going to buy this. And people been calling for it. They said they help. it has helped them. Now, several people that have come down with the coronavirus got hold of my syrup and took it, and it did help them. So the thing is, we need something to help us out so that we won't have to be afraid, and that help you to work on your immune system, building your immune system so it can fight. And we're going to be in this pandemic for another year or two. So we got to, we got to pull it together.
You know what, Doc? I'm listening to you. You bring back some you tear down some carvers. When you start talking about Nadia and mullein and marshmallow, and some of that stuff is coming back to me because I used to deal with those herbs, and those are some powerful herbs. That's a powerful combination that you just was running off just then. And I remember Dr. Christopher's anti-plague serum and things like that. So that's so you've been getting good results with that. At least you've been helping people with it, huh?
It's been helping people. I mean, it's when you see somebody and they're not feeling good, they get to that point that they're ready for some help, and you help them. They are so thankful. They're very grateful. But the other thing is, we got to change our food. That makes a big difference. What we eat. You are what you eat. So if you eating junk food and processed foods, you are not getting any nutrients at all. And the body needs nutrients. The body is just like a car. If you put the wrong type of gas in a car, diesel fuel in a regular car to take gas, it won't run. The body is the same way. If you put the wrong fuel in there, it's going to shut down. So we have to be mindful, too, that when they give you medicines, you need to go and do the research. What's the ingredients? What's in this here pill? Because we take this stuff blindly. And then when we get sick, we wonder why we're sick.
Right. So doctor, I guess right now, some of our listeners are saying to themselves, okay, the dry blood analysis, what does that cost, and is it something that's affordable to me, and also maybe the serum. So could you elaborate a little bit on that?
Dry blood analysis, I charge $125 for the dry blood analysis. I would say that I would make an offer for the listeners out there that I would charge them $100 for the analysis. If they mention the show to me, they can call me at my home number, which is 330-849-4219 for the first 30 people that call. The antiviral syrup is $20. It's a 4-ounce bottle. If you're in a crisis, you should take it every hour while you're awake. If you have a child that needs to take the antiviral syrup according to their age, so if they're 11 years of age, you would give them 11 drops. As a preventative, they can take a teaspoon and a tablespoon 3 times a day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's definitely, we spend that on lottery tickets and anything else.
Right. Your health is your wealth. You can have all the money in the world, and your health is bad, and you just miserable. So, if you don't have your health, you can't enjoy no wealth. So, there should be an herbalist in every home. I do teach classes. That is my thing. I want to have an herbalist in every home. I want everyone to take some cayenne pepper, keep it in their car, keep it in your purse, keep it near you. If you cut yourself, you can put the cayenne pepper on that cut and it will clot it instantly. If you have internal bleeding, you can put a teaspoon of a cup of hot water and drink it down. It'll help with a heart attack, a stroke, and internal bleeding. So you want to have some cayenne pepper on hand. You can take cayenne pepper, a pinch of cayenne pepper, 2 tablespoons of honey, and maple syrup, and a half a lemon, and that's your lemonade right there. That'll help even cleaning your body, your system out. So we do have help. We have everything that, that's here on the planet to help us. People go out there, they cut the dandelions down. I see them always cutting down the dandelions. The dandelions is for the liver. And they got the nerve to call it, go pull them weeds up.
Yeah. Information is power, absolutely. I know myself a little bit, and I know other people as well, when we have that little constant in the bronchioles clearing of your throat, I don't know if it's coming from the stomach or is it something that we can do to help. I know some people take lemon and things like that if you constantly, clearing your throat and things. Any suggestions for that?
Yeah, that tells me that there is mucus in the body, and they need to go on a mucus diet. The fruits, vegetables, nuts, grains, and seeds. No dairy, no meats. That mucus, because if they're eating mucus-forming foods, that's gonna, keep them
exacerbating.
Right. So you wanna, eat wholesome foods, and you wanna make sure you got that problem. You may have some problems with the lungs. I don't know. I would have to, peek through the microscope to see what's going on. But it would tell me, also, if they're constipated. Constipation is really something to deal with. If they have diarrhea, it's a form of constipation. People don't know that. So like I said, we go back to the bowels, having those bowel movements and having a healthy bowel movement. Because that, that's not good. If and the other thing I see with people is when they colon and their kidneys are stressed, if you have to go to the bathroom, stop what you're doing and go to the bathroom. Do not hold it. That's the kidneys. That's why some people become incontinent, because they'll hold it, and they keep holding it. And, it puts stress on your kidneys. Then your adrenal glands, sitting on top of the kidneys. And, with your constipation, they have to go to the bathroom, maybe can't get to the bathroom, hold it, and then try to go to the bathroom later, and they straining to go. So then they might get hemorrhoid, which is a vitamin C deficiency.
It's 11:40.
So,
It's 11:45 right here on AM 1490 WERE, and you're listening to 360 Info Network, and we have Dr. Nadia on the line. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back. And Dr. Nadia, I have a very loaded question to ask you when you get back. So,
okay.
We're back. 360 Info Network with Dr. Nadia, and we are talking about what you can glean from dried blood analysis, and she's given us a serum that she has successfully used to help folks in this period of respiratory distress. We'll just put it that way. I watched a debate a few months ago that dealt with vaccine versus herbs. And there were some brothers in our intellectual community who were saying that the herbs are not effective. They haven't been proven. The only thing that we can really trust is the vaccine. And they were talking about the ability of a vaccine to initiate an immune response. And that is, from their perspective, that's more effective than herbs. And when you look at herbs as they're sold, there's controversy about their effectiveness because some herbs might be more potent than others. They might not be being delivered in the dosages that can be effective, or maybe it's because the allopathic medical community is so into pharmacology than they are herbology that they would favor drugs over herbs. Can you respond to those who might say that the vaccine is the only answer and that herbs, as you've indicated, that have an ability to strengthen the immune system but haven't been proven in the traditional medical community might not be effective enough?
Okay, herbs have been around since the beginning of time. People, I know a lot of people are afraid and they're thinking that the vaccine is going to help them. But in the Bible, Genesis 1:29, it says, I have given you every herb bearing seed which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree yielding seed, and it should be meat for you. Now, it tells you in the Bible, and they have used herbs. Now, one of the herbs that was found in King Tut's tomb that they found was licorice root. They found an abundance of licorice root. So it's been around forever. The Chinese, they use herbs. India, they use herbs. What they say, the American Indians, the indigenous people, they use herbs. It's been around for a long time. Some doctors got together and they formed a medical association where they found that, because they knew that the herbs worked, but they found that, hey, we can't make no money, basically, if people are, taking care of their health with herbs. So now they take the herbs and they use the herbs to, I would say, compounding. But they'll take something out of the herb and mix it with something else, and it's not in its wholesome state, so it makes it synthetic. So whenever you're taking something synthetic, you're putting something synthetic into a natural body. It's not going to work. It's like this here. All the medications that a person has been taking for years, for whatever condition, and you haven't gotten any better, it should tell you that, hey, it's got to be another way. I would trust the herbs over a vaccine. Now, some of the things that go in the vaccine, they put animal pus. They use after birth from the woman when she has a baby. They use what is that? Mercury. They use a lot of different chemicals that they put into these vaccines. So if they feel safe taking a vaccine, I say, hey, you go to the doctor, you let them, do that. That's what you want to do. But I would feel a lot safer with the herb that's in its natural form. The other thing is when you are buying herbs, you want to get herbs from a good, reputable source. And then you want to learn how to use the herbs. When you go into the health food stores and you'll see a herb on the shelf, the little tinctures, and you'll be like, okay, I got this here, but you don't have any information about what the herb do, how to take it, how to use it. You don't have anything, and luckily if somebody have the knowledge, you can tell them, what that herb will do. But as far as the medical, it's called, when I look at the medical business, I call it the sick care business. Because everybody that go to the doctor, they get a pill, they get a shot, they're sick. Okay, now that pill or that vaccine, whatever you're taking, it's got side effects. So you go back to the doctor and you say, I got this going on now, this situation. So they give you another pill. And, it's adding up. When you look at the prescriptions, it's a paper that come in there and they tell you about, what happens if you have these side effects. And people don't pay attention to that. So you want to trust a vaccine that you don't even know what the ingredients are in that vaccine. Now, I get it. People, scared. They want to have something. But my knowledge in the field that I am working in with the herbs, I trust these herbs a whole lot better than I do what's in that needle or what's in that bottle that they write a prescription for. Because I'm concerned with the side effects, how it's going to affect my body long term. I mean, people take medications for years. My mother takes over 20 pills, and she has not gotten better from the time she first started taking medication, and that was when she was in her 20s, and she's 80 now. Her health has gotten worse. And I'm looking at that, and I'm saying something is not right here. So the other thing is that you're going to trust your enemy to take care of your health and educate you and your children when they don't have their well-being at heart.
Yes.
Well, Doc, you just laid a bombshell on that one right there. Well, one thing, too, that I know about the herbs that you do sell, number one, the people need to know they're liquid herbs, and liquid herbs, get into the cell, into the body much quicker. But one thing we got to understand in dealing with herbs, too, for them to work better, if you got to eat right and cleanse the body. You know, you get better results from the herb. If you take an herb and you're constantly compounding it with all the junk that she just mentioned, then it's going to take a little longer for the herbs to work. And I think that's the problem that we have with herbs, and what we need to understand when taking some herbs. You know, because if your immune system is if you come down with something and you're sick, I tell you right now, your immune system is attacking. You have to do something different. You can't keep doing the same thing and expect, something to change. You know, you got to stop what you're doing. Yeah, you got to stop eating the way you are, because that's why you came down with the illness in the first place, because you were off track in doing it.
5 minutes.
Ailment, that tells you right now, I got to change my diet totally, and then start with detoxes and cleansing.
Yeah, if I could offer this, just for a quick moment, the holiday or the holiday, however you want to characterize it, that we just went through a couple of days ago, exemplifies the issue that America has with its health. Because it seems as though our society is based on the idea of consumption, and we consume and consume and consume, and we eat so many things, and the basis of our eating many times is pleasure without any kind of understanding or concern about exactly what we are eating. If diet is the cause of our disease and dysfunction, then it is necessary for us to change the things that we're eating. But we can't even grasp the absurdity of drinking the milk from a cow. Much less can we grasp the absurdity of eating an animal who ate a plant in order to obtain the protein that we focus so much on. And then the other part of it is we eat so much meat, it has an adverse effect on our digestive systems, and we overconsume it. But the mindset of the American public is that we're supposed to do these things and we're not doing them. And then when you look at the medical industry, the doctors are not receiving that much instruction in terms of nutrition, but nutrition is the cause, or lack of proper nutrition is the cause of most disease that we have. So something is extremely backward in our sick care paradigm.
Yes, I agree with you on that. And, I can say this, that if you look at a disease crisis and a healing crisis, a disease crisis can start gradually, and it can develop over a period of days, months, years. And a healing crisis will start quickly after feeling of perfect health. I mean, the body will heal itself if you give it a chance, but you have to do the work. And that's another thing. People don't want to do the work. You have to do the work so the body can start the healing process, so we can start feeling better. I always say that when you see our children running around here and they have their pants hanging off their behind, well, those is ones that's eating McDonald's, Burger King, Arby's, they eating all this here fast food. And you try to talk to them, and they want to turn around and cuss you out or fight you, you're looking at them like, okay, I know you're not eating right. That's the prime example.
2 minutes to go.
Like, all disease starts in the intestine, in your colon. That's where all disease starts, right there.
Okay.
So you have to keep those bowels moving and clean the bowels.
Right.
Help the immune system so it can fight. It can build and it can fight. It's important.
Yes. So, you're reminding us that we have another medical expert that is a friend of the show, Dr. James Brown. I'm sure he's listening right now. And you just said a mouthful when you talked about the importance of the digestive system. We'd like to thank you for joining us on 360 Info Network. And it occurs to me, and I'm sure our brother Hamtonio, that we probably need to have this conversation very soon in the near future so that you can pass along more of that wisdom. Folks can contact you to take advantage of the services that you provide. Can you give us your telephone number very quickly?
Yes. They can contact me at 330-849-4219.
Our thanks to Dr. Nadia of the Herbalcoepia Institute of Natural Health for joining us on 360 Info Network. If you're interested in an analysis, you can reach her at 330-849-4219. We'd like to thank you for listening. Know yourself, love yourself, be yourself. Make today your best day. Peace.